Welcome to this tutorial on GPS Quiz, the digital quiz walk. With GPS Quiz, you place questions and other tasks on a map, and then the players must visit the task locations to be able to see and solve them. To play a GPS quiz walk, you don't have to register, but since we're going to design quizzes, we need to sign up and create a GPS quiz account. So let's click register now to get to the sign up screen. You can choose to register either by using your Google or Facebook account, or by entering your email and a password. We will register by email and password. The first and last names that you enter will be used to present you in some cases, for instance when you're being invited to administer a business. After we've registered, we need to confirm our email address. We do that by clicking on the link in the verification email that we will receive a few moments after completing the registration. The email has now been verified, and we can proceed to log in. To be able to demo all the fun features of GPS Quiz, the first thing we'll do is to sign up for premium membership. It only costs $29 per year and give you access to features that will enable you to build more fun quizzes, like extra task types and the ability to add audio and video to your quiz walk tasks. Throughout the tutorial, we will highlight what features are free and what are part of premium. The first time you decide to try out premium, you get a 30-day free trial period. Anytime during the 30-day trial period you can cancel the subscription free of charge. So let's sign up for premium. As soon as the payment details have been verified, GPS Quiz will detect your updated subscription and give you access to the premium features. Now it's time to create our first quiz walk. So we click Create Your First Quiz Walk. The initial name we give the quiz can be changed later at any point. We're going to call this quiz walk a walk around the lake. This is the quiz details page, where we enter the properties of the quiz, like its description, coordinates, and task radius. On a separate tab we will add the different tasks. Let's give the quiz walk a good description that provides a little more details about it. This description will be displayed when players are about to register to play the quiz walk and can contain formatting like centered paragraphs, bold text, and emojis. Next, we have to decide whether we want to protect the quiz walk with a password. This can be handy when you have a specific audience, like the guests at a wedding or a school class. We'll leave the password field empty. The game mode controls how the tasks will be displayed to the players. In the open game mode, the locations of all tasks are visible from the start, and the players can select to solve them in any order. With the linear game mode, only one task at a time will be visible, with the next task being displayed when the previous one has been solved. For this quiz walk, we select the open game mode. The quiz also needs to have a starting location. The quiz will be visible to players of GPS Quiz within a radius of 200 meters from this starting point when they're using the GPS to search for nearby quizzes. The other way to let players easily find the quiz is to distribute its unique URL, something we will look at later in this tutorial. But in this case, we will use the map to set the quiz walk starting location, right next to a beach by the lake. So we use the zoom controls and then click on the map where we want to place the starting location. Next we should decide the task radius. The task radius determines how close the players need to be to a task to be able to open it and solve it. If the quiz walk is played by foot, 10 to 15 meters is usually a reasonable task radius. For other scenarios, like playing by car or even airplane, much larger task radiuses can be selected. For this quiz, we will use the task radius of 15 meters for all tasks. We also have the possibility to set a timeout value on tasks, to give the players a set amount of time to solve them. This can be useful for making it harder to cheat by Googling, or just to introduce some competitive stress on the teams. Tasks can have individual task times. This is the default value. A quiz can be configured to either have open or hidden results. If the results are hidden, the finished teams won't get access to their result until the organizer finishes the quiz. If the results are open, the teams can see their result right after they've finished it. The next step is to start adding tasks to the quiz walk. This is done on the Tasks tab, so let's go there now. When adding tasks, you have full freedom in how you want to add them and place them on the map. We will create the tasks first, and then distribute them along the quiz walk route. And since we have subscribed to Premium, we have access to all task types. Let's start by adding a Take Picture task. This is a premium task type that challenges the playing team to take a picture with the camera of the mobile device they're playing on. Let's also add a picture to the task to make it a little more fun. We don't add any time limit to this task. Next, let's add a multiple choice question. This is perhaps the most common quiz walk task type, and it doesn't require Premium to use. We will enter a question text and then 3 choices that the players can choose from. Let's emphasize the movie name by making it bold. We will also need to mark which alternative is the correct one by clicking the check mark next to it. Let's add another multiple choice question with a picture. Next, we will add a waypoint task. This is a premium task type that simply displays information to the player. This can include things such as historical information about a place or instructions for a physical exercise. For the 5th task, we will add a free text question. This task type doesn't require Premium, and it's basically a question where the player needs to type in the answer instead of selecting from a range of alternatives. The answer can be case sensitive, and the player gets a point if the answer is spelled correctly. And to mix things up a little, we will also add a time limit on this task. Let's take a look at the next task type, the questionnaire. This is a premium task type where you can display information to the player and then ask multiple choice questions or free text questions related to the information. We'll add some info about the Shetland Islands in the United Kingdom, and then add 2 questions related to the information we provided. It's time to add another multiple choice question, since we plan to have 11 tasks in total on this quiz. Now, let's have a look at another premium task type, correct order. This is exactly what the name says. The player is presented with a list of alternatives and the goal of the task is to place them in the correct order according to the description in the task text. We will bring in some Tolkien lore in this task. When designing the quiz, the items should always be added in the order that is correct. The alternatives will be scrambled when they're presented to the players of the quiz. For the 9th task, we will use another premium feature, the ability to add video to the tasks. The simplest way to add video is to upload it to YouTube as an unlisted video, and then copy the link and paste it in GPS quiz. Let's see how that's done. We will create a multiple choice question and link to a clip from a Monty Python movie and see if the players can tell which movie it is. The next task will be a tiebreaker question. This is a free task type that can be used to get information or suggestions from the playing teams, like a slogan or suggesting a theme for an upcoming party. The tiebreaker questions doesn't give any points. The team's answers need to be manually evaluated by the quiz walk organizer. For the last task, we will create a numerical tiebreaker. This is a free task type that can be used at the end of a quiz walk to help determine a winning team if multiple teams have the same score on the other questions. The answer of the numerical tiebreaker is usually some unpredictable, hard to Google number, like the number of marbles in a jar. Now we've created all the tasks we want for this quiz walk, but they're not yet positioned. When you design a quiz, you can easily switch between editing the task contents and their positions. This is done by clicking on the Map and Edit buttons in the task toolbar, and then you can click on the map to place the task. Let's use the map view to distribute all the tasks of the quiz walk around the lake. Note that the length of the quiz, underneath the map, is updated as we place each task. Let's speed things up a little, you get the point. The design of the quiz walk is now complete, but to make the quiz walk available to players, we need to publish it. A quiz walk can have 3 different states: designing, published, and finished. Right now this quiz walk is in the designing state, which enables us to edit the quiz walk, but it's not playable. When you're satisfied with the quiz walk design, you publish it, updating its state to published. Then you can distribute the URL of the quiz walk to allow players to find it, or they can find it with the GPS of their phones if they're closer than 200 meters from the starting point. And finally, when you want to close the quiz walk and compile the results of it, you put it in the finished state. The quiz walk is then no longer playable, but all team results are available to you as the quiz walk organizer. Okay, so let's publish the quiz walk that we've just designed. But before that can be done, there are a number of checks that are performed on the quiz walk, and it turns out that we've missed one thing: we forgot to mark the correct alternative on one of the multiple choice questions. We click Review, select the correct alternative and go back to the Publish page. Now everything is fine, and we can publish the quiz walk. Also make sure that you read the publish instructions that are displayed regarding the quiz visibility and how team emails are handled, etc. We've just created and published our first quiz. If we go back to the quiz properties view, we can see that the quiz is no longer editable, and its unique URL is available to distribute, either as text or as a QR code that you can download. When we go back to the start page, we can see that our most recent quizzes are easily accessible in the header. Thanks for watching. In the next tutorial we will take a look at how a quiz walk is played.